In last video, we learned how to read one Excel file using Openpyxl. Now in this video, we'll see one more option to read Excel file. Now first we are going to discuss about iter row method, which iterate the data in row by row manner. Then we have iter column methods, which iterate the data column wise column. Finally, we have rows, column and values when we wanted to read all the data in the Excel. So let's see the demo. So this is our input file. Now let's look into the code. Over here you can see we are using iter row method to read the Excel, and over here we have passed the value for all these parameters, where we are just saying starting from row 1 till row 5 and max column 3. We want to read all this data, and once we have the row informations, then I'm just iterating through that row to print the cell object value over here. Now let me run this code so that we can see the output. And over here you can see we got first row information over here, and then this is the second row information over here. Now in this code, if I wanted to access the value, then just use object dot value. Let me save this code and rerun. Over here you can see we got all the value for these cell objects over here. Now if you are just interested in the value, you don't want it to access the object, in that case you can use one more parameter, that is saying like value only parameter should be true. At that time it will return you like cell value instead of cell object. Now let's I've just removed this value over here from value over here. Now we should be able to get the Excel value. You can see we got all this value over here. So without that parameter we get like object informations, but if you say like I just need the value, that time it will directly return the value of that. In this example we have used iter calls to read the data column by columns, and over here I have just passed value only as true so that I will get only the value, and then these parameters are same as the previous one. So now let's run the code. And you can see we got all the value, and these values are column by column that we can see name, Ross and Rachel. So we'll open the input file, select name, Ross and Rachel, then it should get age 28, 27. Similarly for last column, subject, physics, chemistry, subject, physics. Now one thing to note for this method, like iter calls will not work in read only mode. So if I will open this file in read only, that time this method will throw error. Right. You can see we got like this object doesn't have this attribute. Basically we use the read only methods when you are trying to process a lot of data. So this will not support at that time. Let's say we are interested in reading all the data, not particularly from one particular column to another particular columns. We need to read all the data. At that time, we can use rows and calls methods. So let's first see the output for this rows method. We run this code. And over here you can see we got all the cell information, and it is uh, row by row. The same thing, if you wanted to get the data in column manners, then just say columns. Rerun the code again. And this time you can see we got the data in column by column. This method also will not work in read-only mode. So if I'll change it to read-only, then it will throw error. Try this one. You can see we got there. Finally, the last method, to read all the values, where we are saying like particular row and just calling the values method. And after that, we are iterating through all the cell in that particular row. Let's run this code. And over here, you can see we got all this data over here. So thanks for watching.